Yo, Hendo here with Average Dude Slowpitch. Today, we're bringing out the Proton Smith. This is the USSSA model. You probably saw the ASA model back on the page a few months back. Excited to try the USSSA model out. 12.75 inch barrel. This one is a 1 ounce end load, 26 ounces. So we're gonna go ahead, get about 75 to 100 swings on it between the live swings and the velo. Then we'll get a final compression test, final thoughts. These are typically with the Protons, if you haven't swung before, haven't seen the previous videos, start right around 275, which we'll find out here in a minute. And then around that 100, 150 swing mark, maybe a little bit more, usually get it down to 250, and that's where they hold until they either break or they obviously fall below compression at that point. If you ever have that happen, reach out to Proton. They'll replace them for failed compression, something just to kind of keep in mind. So real quick, we're out at Apodaca Field. It's about 60 degrees out, supposed to be warmer by the time we're done. It's basically no wind. We'll get a slight breeze here a little bit later. It is New Mexico. By the end of today, we're actually expecting like 50-mile-per-hour gusts. So that's why we're hitting out here nice and early today. And we'll go ahead and throw the dimensions up on the screen for you now. So let's go ahead, throw the swings on this, come back, compression, final thoughts. All right, and our Proton Smith USSSA is going to be a 12.75 inch barrel bat, obviously one piece connection there. When you order these, you do get 3 options. You can go balanced, half ounce, or full ounce. We're swinging the full ounce option today. It's just kind of my preference on most bats, given that I like the extra kind of load there through the zone. But just go with whatever you want with these ones. It's kind of nice. You get to pick the construction yourself. For the knobs on them, they're relatively smaller knobs, similar to Monster or any of the other companies that have switched to the small knobs. So something to keep in mind if you typically use a taper, solely because the knob digs into your hand. You may not need it with this one, just because, again, you can kind of set that in there comfortably depending how you tape the bat. With that being said, let's throw it on the tester, see where it's at, get some swings on it, and come back with some final thoughts. All right, we're gonna test the Proton Smith real quick. This is the USSSA model. This one does have about 25, actually no, I lied. Has about 50 swings on it at this point, so normally these start 275. It might be a hair below that, but really they shouldn't get down to 250 until you get about 100, 150 swings on them typically. Yep, and that checks, just barely under 275. We'll get about 100 swings on it and then come back with kind of velo test and that final compression, final thoughts. All right, the Proton Smith, you probably saw the ASA version of it, or USA version of this one on the channel a few months back. This is the U-Trip model. We're gonna go ahead, again, get our normal kind of 100 swings, velo, and then kind of come back to that final compression. Good swing. Top of our trees, left center. Proton sweet spots have always been great. So far this one, again, we're 50 swings in with it between the two of us. Slightly less forgiving outside of kind of the R to the T in Proton, but they'll open up a little bit more. Once you get it to 250 compression, that's when you know the bat's basically where it's gonna sit until it breaks and or fails. That was more towards the end as well. No, it definitely wasn't a complete sweet spot. But that's where, like I said, the higher portion of the tee right in there is kind of the end of your sweet spot. And you can tell it's kind of basically where we caught it. Not the complete crack, but also not that complete kind of almost dead feel at the end. Yeah, feels great so far. Again, we're about 60, 70 swings in total. We're gonna go ahead, throw this one on the velo, see where it's at, kind of go from there.
.101 miles per hour.
Well, we know 101 will get us to 400 on a line.
100 miles per hour. 93 miles per hour. 104 miles per hour. 102 miles per hour.
Feed.
92 miles per hour. 104 miles per hour.
2 more.
100 miles per hour. 84 miles per hour. 108 miles per hour.
That's good. All right, now that we're swings complete here with the Proton Smith USSSA model, let's go ahead and see where its final compression's at. We've got about 100, maybe slightly more than 100 swings on it between field and velo. Dial it up, let it sit at 0. And we're sitting just under 250. So with the swings and being a little bit warmer out here, I would be willing to bet that if we let it sit kind of inside for a while and test it, it'd be right at 250. So kind of as expected there. Just for the sake of it, we're gonna make sure our tester is where it's supposed to be, calibration 350 plus or minus 25. Not that the bat was failing, but I always like to check anyways. And I forgot to check earlier today before we got out here. Hang on, sit on 0. Yep, and dead on 350, so exactly what we want. Again, we'll talk about all this more in the final thoughts. All right, and we're field swings, velo, and final compression complete here with the Proton Smith. Again, the USSSA version, 12.75 inch barrel, 1 ounce end load for us, 26 model. Again, you can get balanced half ounce or full ounce in this as well when you go order it for yourself. But all in all, it's honestly pretty similar to all the one piece Protons we've swung so far. It has a really good sweet spot, even from kind of swing number 1. The more swings you get on it, it gets more forgiving for sure. Between this and kind of the Neon Series 2, which was my personal gamer for a lot of last year as well, I don't feel like that for this being down at 250, that the sweet spot got quite as large as maybe the Series 2 did. But again, the sweet spot, ball was actually cooking off of it. It's probably basically anywhere between the R and the T in Proton, so it's a decent size as far as that goes. Anything beyond that, you start to feel kind of that change in the barrel. Not that you would expect it to be too hot up higher, but obviously, ideally, you would like a sweet spot kind of from this Proton symbol out to the Proton portion, just to give you a nice, large, real forgiving type of sweet spot. But again, once you get comfortable with it, the ball flies off of it. Even when you do catch it high, catch it low, it's not stinging your hands. You get the feedback though to know exactly where you kind of caught the ball, and then it's still performing well. I think we saw average velo in the high 90s between everybody. So it's definitely a great bat. I love the sound of these Protons. They perform well. And I think we mentioned a little bit earlier as well, but if these ever fail on you within a kind of reasonable amount of time, what I mean is like not 3 years down the road, but within that first 6, 7, 8 months that you're just putting a bunch of swings on it, Proton will warranty it as well. These are expected and start at 275, come down to 250 and sit there. So if you get one that fails pretty quick, reach out to Proton. They'll replace it for that exact reason. You send it back, they send you a new one. So just kind of something to keep in mind. If you decide you want to pick one of these up, head over to protonsoftball.com. Use code ADS at checkout. It'll save you 70 bucks on whatever bat you decide to pick up. It's 70 per bat as well, so if you want to pick up multiple, you'll save 70 per bat on that. It also saves you on pretty much anything else on Proton's website, whether you want the wheel bag, the roller bag, the backpack, whatever it might be, batting gloves, hats, clothes, all that kind of stuff. So just something to keep in mind there. If there's anything else you may want, just head down to the description of the video. We've got that link tree for you with a bunch of different codes, links for discounts at a lot of different places at this point. If there's something you want you don't see down there or don't see a discount for, reach out to us. Go to averageslowpitch.com, contact us page. We'll give you a number to text us, or you can get with us on any of the social medias. We'll help point you in the right direction, or we'll do our best to get you squared away yourself. Or if you simply want us to handle the ordering for you and just kind of play the middleman, we'll gladly do that to get you the best pricing, fastest shipping. So hopefully you enjoyed the video. Glad we could bring a Proton back. It's been a little while. We're looking to kind of bring those new hot butters as they all kind of drop here in the near future. So keep your eyes peeled for that. But hopefully you enjoyed the video. Have a great day. Thanks for supporting the channel.